Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh,
so my
wow.
question to you is whether or not the U.S. is ready to sell anti-air missile systems Patriot to Ukraine. We know that Russia has been pounding Ukraine really heavily.
All right, folks, you're going to want to sit down for this one. What just happened at that Trump press conference wasn't politics as usual. It was raw, it was real, and it hit home for anyone who still believes in strength, compassion, and putting America first. Hit that button, subscribe, and let's get right into it.
Heavily right now.
Are you living yourself now in Ukraine?
My husband is there.
Wow.
And
I can see you're very, it's amazing.
And me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw actually, because he wanted me to be.
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He's
there now?
Yeah.
Wow. That's rough stuff, right? That's tough. And you're living here?
In Warsaw.
And you're a reporter?
I am.
Good. So let me just tell you, they do want to have the missiles, okay, as they call them, the Patriots. And we're going to see if we can make some available, They're very hard to get. We need them too. We were supplying them to Israel, and they're very effective, 100% effective. Hard to believe how effective. And they do want that more than any other thing, as you probably know. That's a very good question, and I wish you a lot of luck. I mean, I can see it's very upsetting to you. So say hello to your husband, okay? Thank you.
Folks, what we just saw wasn't just a press conference. It was one of the most raw, emotional, and human moments I've ever seen come out of that White House podium. President Trump, yes, President Trump, stood face to face with a reporter from Ukraine, and what unfolded should make all of us stop and think. Let's talk about it. First off, let me say this. I care deeply about our country. I believe in America first. I believe we should take care of our veterans, our border, our economy, and our families before we send a single dollar overseas. But what I saw in that clip, that wasn't politics. That was personal. That was real life. A woman, a reporter, asking not just a policy question, but one tied to her own husband, who's literally on the front lines in Ukraine right now. She asked if the U.S. was willing to send more Patriot missiles, our best-in-class missile defense systems, to help protect her country from relentless Russian attacks. And President Trump? He didn't dodge. He didn't deflect. He paused. He asked her where she was from. She said Ukraine. He asked if her husband was a soldier. She said no, but he's there now. He said, "That's rough stuff. That's tough." And it was. That's leadership with heart. That's a president who connects. You don't get this kind of moment from Joe Biden. You don't get this from Obama. You don't even get it from half the so-called compassionate Democrats in Congress. What Trump showed there was more than just political calculation. It was American strength with American compassion. Now, let me be clear. I don't think we should be endlessly writing blank checks to Ukraine. We're $34 trillion in debt. Our border is wide open. Our veterans are living on the streets, and inflation is crushing the middle class. We cannot be the world's ATM. But, and this is important, we can't ignore the strategic importance of Ukraine either. Russia isn't just Ukraine's problem. If Putin thinks he can get away with bullying his neighbors, guess who's watching? China, North Korea, Iran. Do you think for a second that Xi Jinping isn't taking notes on how the West responds to authoritarian aggression? Sending Patriot missiles, not sending billions in cash, is a way to support Ukraine without bankrupting America. We send them tools, not our future. And let's be honest, these Patriot missiles, they're effective. They work. They're already helping Israel, and they can help protect civilians in Ukraine from mass death. It's a defensive system, not an offensive one. That matters. The journalist said it best. This is life or death. For her husband, for her kids, for her country. Here's where I stand. I support President Trump's measured response. I support limited strategic defense aid, like Patriot systems, when it makes America safer. I support asking hard questions about where our money is going, and I support putting America first, without losing our humanity. This isn't about being heartless, it's about being smart. We support our allies when it's in our interest, and we do it responsibly. Now to the people who are saying Trump shouldn't have shown emotion or he got too soft there. Give me a break. You're looking at a commander-in-chief who can balance strength with empathy. That's real leadership. That's why he built peace deals. That's why he had Putin in check. That's why the world was safer under Trump. If you agree, if you think President Trump handled that moment with grace and grit, hit that like button. If you believe we should help wisely and protect our own first, subscribe and drop a comment. Should America send more Patriot missiles to Ukraine? Yes or no? This isn't just foreign policy. It's about who we are as a nation. God bless America. God bless those who serve, and may we always have leaders who care about both their country and the people of this world.